After thinking more of Security Breach Ruin and what we see in it, I thought more about the MXES and its corresponding digital rabbit entity that plays Cassie around the abandoned pizza place, and how missed of an opportunity it was to have the largely harmless entity taking its own physical form of the Black Rabbit during the game. During the ending moments of the game, we learned that the mysterious and decrepit-looking MXES machine was created by presumably Gregory and Vanessa and placed within the depths of the Freddy Fazbear Pizza place, being built for the sole purpose of keeping the dangerous and homicidal mimic locked within the old pizzeria. It is responsible for the upkeep of various child nodes scattered throughout the abandoned pizza place, and is also responsible for the manifestation of the entity. Speaking of the entity itself, it is a digital extension of the MXES machine, making sure the child nodes stay active and operational. When Cassie starts shutting the nodes down, the entity starts stalking her throughout her journey, summoning the ruined glam rocks in order to stop her from inadvertently freeing the mimic from its cavernous tomb. Ultimately, however, it was unable to harm Cassie directly, largely being avoidable if Cassie takes off the vanity mask. Within the game files, we see that the MXES entity originally had a much more visually striking and terrifying appearance, being named Black Rabbit in the files themselves. It is skeletal in appearance, with a realistic-looking rabbit skull head, sharp purple teeth, sharp clawed hands and feet, and a glowing blue chest. Many fans have pointed out that it looks incredibly similar to how Aston looked when he was released from the confines of the stitch rank to Fast Furious Fright, and the form also looks similar to the ebony animatronics and Simon from the Pop Girl series, if he's sharing the same name with the Shadow Bonnie of that series. With the exclusion of the Black Rabbit form from the game itself, it would have been cool if this form was taken by the MXES entity as a physical form throughout the events of the game, with Cassie being forced to avoid the new threat. During the story, we can see the entity do what it normally did, stalking Cassie around the pizzaplex and summoning animatronics to stop the girl at any cost. However, after shutting down all the nodes and making her way into the depths of the pizzaplex, into the dark area of the pizzeria, the entity would have no choice but to take matters into its own hands, taking the physical form of the Black Rabbit, pursuing Cassie before she could find her way to the MXES machine, morphing the digital and real world together, and forcing Cassie into finding the machine before the new danger would find her. After defeating the Black Rabbit and finally shutting down the MXES machine, it would immediately go into the mimic encounter. Another interesting scenario is that the MXES machine could take the Black Rabbit's physical form to combat the mimic itself, trying its very best to keep the deadly and homicidal animatronic within its tomb before Cassie would ultimately shut it down, leaving the mimic free to escape the confines of the abandoned pizzaplex.